So, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Rajiv Srivastav, Professor of Business Analytics. So, today I'm going to talk about one of the most powerful business intelligence tool, which is Power BI. So, in this session, I will talk about what are the different features of Power BI, why people should use Power BI, uh, what are the different facilities provided by this particular business intelligence tool. So, without waiting further, let's start. So before I will talk about Power BI tool, it's important to understand the basic understanding what is business intelligence. So business intelligence will talk about the collection of the data, analysis of the data, and finally representing that analysis with the help of visualization. With the help of visualization. And why we are doing all these things? Because to do better decision making, and many people will call about this process as a data driven decision making, which is very popular. Is whatever decision will be taken in future, it should come from the analysis of the data. So all the organizations now looking in a direction where the things should come from the data. Whether we talk about, that's why everybody is talking about pattern of the data and a lot of other terms also. If we talk about Power BI, so I've already told that Power BI is a business intelligence tool. So the basic purpose that we will do in Power BI is, with the help of Power BI, we can clean our data, we can perform basic analysis, and finally we can visualize our data. And that visualization can be in the form of a reports, or it can be in the form of a dashboards actually. So dashboards, those who are not aware, so dashboards, if you talk about very simple definition, so we can say if we want to display two or more charts on a single screen, in the fashion that these three and four charts are will work in synchronization with each other, then this will be called dashboards. In the coming video, I will definitely discuss more about the dashboards. For the basic understanding, you need to understand that dashboard is the screen on which two or more charts can be displayed. Many people will say dashboard is the place where KPIs of any particular organization will be displayed simultaneously on a single screen. Now, next thing is, what are the main or major components of Power BI? So, if you talk about the major components, there are four major components: Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, and some of the other services. So, let's discuss all these components one by one. So, let's start with first component, that is Power Query. So, Power Query will use to perform pre-processing of the data. So we know that before we will perform the analysis of the data, or before people will go to visualize our data with the help of reports and dashboards, it's very important to pre-process our data. Okay? So pre-process will involve many things, because the data may be unclean, the data may have a lot of noise, the data may be missing. So all these things we will do in first component, which will be called Power Query. So Power Query will be talk about three basic things: ETL, extract. Extract means, here you can see in diagram. So it may be possible that visualization that we are going to make, the data will be coming from different sources. So what type of data we want to include in our dashboard, that only that data need to be separated. So needed data which will be required for visualization will be called extracted data. Once the needed data will be extracted, then the next form is transformation. Transformation means all the data should be in a similar format. If you try to understand with the help of an example, it may be possible that one source from where we are getting data, the date will be in the form of a dd, YY, and it may be possible that in other file the data will be in the form of dd and YY. So it's important either both the formats of the dates, either it should be in YY, or it should be or YY. Otherwise, whatever analysis we will perform, it's not up to date. So that is the one of the example of transformation. And finally, we will load our data. So load, once the data will be loaded, means now that particular data is ready for visualization, and based on that visualization, organization can take future decision making. Second component is Power Pivot. Power Pivot is, we'll talk about data modeling. So the viewers, those who are not aware about the term data modeling. So normally, if you will see, we used to connect multiple data sources. It may be possible if you talk about college data. Then some of the data will come from the college students, some data will come from departments, some data will come from library, some data will be related to students. So normally, if you would talk about in a real life example, so the data will always come from different sources. And once the data will be coming from the different sources, then we need to create some type of relationship between these data. So data modeling will talk about how the data which are coming from different sources are connected to each other, or in other words, what type of relationship exists between these different type of data. So second component, in Power BI we will talk about data modeling. If you talk about third component is the Power View. So once our data is ready, pre-processing been done, all the cleaning has been done, it has already loaded. Now it means our data is ready for visualization. So third component will always talk about the visualization of the data, and visualization will take place in two way. Either will be in the form of a reports, or will be in the form of a dashboards. If you talk about the other services, so once our reports or dashboards are ready, uh, so we definitely want to share these reports and dashboards to our next hierarchies of bosses. So how to share our reports and dashboards so that other people can also go through our dashboards, can give their important view. So fourth component will always talk about the other services which are available in Power BI. And let's quickly talk about what are the major features of Power BI. So there are many inbuilt function. Inbuilt function, the functions which are already available, and we can directly use these functions while making our dashboards. Many different type of charts we can draw. Uh, it's a Microsoft product, so in itself it shows the quality of Power BI. And the most important thing is that like normal tools, Power BI is so powerful that it can handle three different type of data. Means the data, whether it will be form of a structured, or it will be form of a semi-structured or unstructured, it can handle different type of data. So that is also, or in short, we can say that Power BI can handle big data also. So if you combine these three terms together, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured, so normally it will be called big data. So there are two type of services available. So first one is Power BI Desktop. So it's a desktop application. One can download, install, and use it at your individual computers. And the second is Power BI Service. It's a online version or a cloud version, and it is used for sharing and collaboration for purpose. So I hope that basic part is clear to all of you. So thank you so much. Kindly keep